Well, fancy seeing you here. Actually, I do. I like seeing you here. Come on in. Come and set a spell with me. It's a pretty decent day outside. I can't believe I'm recording this the last day of September. I'm not quite sure when you're going to see this, but the recording date is September 30th. We are going to be in the 80s somewhere today. Little overcast, but not too bad. You doing all right where you are? Decent weather? I know the East Coast further from me is got a couple of storm threats happening, and of course I worry about everybody. There's a lot of nonsense going on in the world these days, and not just weather-wise. Today, we're going to do one item from a new shop that I found, and we're going to revisit a shop that previously I had no intentions of going back to, but I like to give everybody a second chance. Take one more look and see if anything is different. So that's what we're going to do today. Are you up for it? Yeah? Okay. I got my coffee. I'm ready. And yes, in case you hadn't noticed, my hair is repermed, but this was a little bit softer perm I did, not quite as curly. I decided that I was going to let students get some practice on my head. Cosmetology schools are very affordable, depending on what they offer. And this particular school, it was a bit of a drive for me to get there, but it was worth it. This particular school, with my hair as long as it is, right, only charged me $45 for my perm. They do waxing, eyebrows, underarms, legs, etc. They do that. They do pedicures. They have an anesthetician that's an in-house on training. And on certain days of the week, you can go in and have, it's open to the public, and you can go in and get all these different services. They do Black women's hair, white women's hair. It doesn't matter. They do it all. The students are learning it all. They're learning how to do basic manicures and pedicures, but not acrylic nails. That's completely a different type of class, a different training that's involved. But again, you know me, I don't worry about that. I could probably teach them how to do that. So I went, and I'm very happy with the end results. I can't go anywhere for a couple of days. Why? Because I can't wash my hair. I can't get the smell out of my hair. So if I sneeze or if I sound congested, it's the chemical smell that's kind of getting to me. But I'm very happy with how it turned out. As you can see, they did a really nice job. My hair feels very healthy. They were very gentle. They listened to everything. So that was my adventure out yesterday. And because of the distance and because they're students, of course, just setting my hair took them almost an hour and a half, as opposed to typically 35 to 40 minutes for an experienced cosmetician to do it. But that's all right. We had nice conversation. They were beautiful young ladies, very pleasant to interact with. It was fun. And I came out feeling good. And my hair came out looking better. So I don't have to break out my hair pieces yet. But I decided I was going to break out my hair bands instead of a cap. Okay. I got sidetracked again. Why didn't you keep me on track? I know. You love to hear about when I get sidetracked. Okay. This is a new shop. This shop is called DivaDog. And I'll put the information up here. DivaDog is Miss Lydia. This was from a show that I watched. The show was on September 20th, and I received this on September 26th. And just so you know, she's in Florida. Not too far from me. I got one item and only one item. I was looking for specifics. for Miss Nala. Now, Lydia has every size on the planet. So for those of you that are looking for items for humongous dogs, you know, St. Bernards, Cane Corsos, Malamutes, Newfoundlands, big dogs, she's got it. Toys, clothes. But if you have something as small as a teeny tiny little mini schnauzer or mini chihuahua, she got that too. And her shop in the background looks really nice. So what did I get? I got this. I got a buffalo plaid sweater for Miss Nala. Yeah. This is, look, and there's a picture. It almost looks like Nala wearing the sweater. That's exactly what she looks like. I'm like, well, this was meant to be. This is from Show and Tail is the brand. This is new with tags. This one is a 2XL. Why did I get it so big? Well, for two reasons. I don't know if Nala is accustomed to having to wear sweaters or having anything put on her. Jackets, sweaters, harnesses, no clue. And of course, the shelter doesn't know this. The shelter doesn't have all the details about how she was cared for when she did have a family. So I got something bigger and looser that this would be almost more like a blanket on her. But it does have the leg holes with plenty of room to hang down over her fanny. There's the back. So it's for a giant dog, but it's also, things like this are great for dogs if they're a little bit skittish, if they're not accustomed to wearing anything. You don't necessarily want to put anything heavy on them or anything really tight on them, especially shelter dogs, as I said, that might be new to wearing anything. But pit bulls in general, if you have one or if you've ever been around them, they love to be covered up in blankets. They have to have blankets. They either have to have them on them by someone putting them on, or they will burrow underneath the blankets and just stick their nose out. I can't tell you how many pictures I have of Sadie and Levi either completely covered or just their nose sticking out of a blanket. So this will be basically a wearable blanket for her. If she likes it, and she welcomes it, and I find that, okay, it's a little bit too big for her, then I will sew it down. I have a little hand sewing machine that I can just make a quick seam down the back, bring it up in size a little bit, but love the buffalo plaid. Now, I went to a completely different shop, pet shop, on a different day, and I found buffalo plaid pajamas for her. So she'll have a sweater and matching pajamas when they get here. Of course, I'll show those to you. But this is what I got from DivaDog. Absolutely love it. The quality is great. The stitching on that is great. Now, the price, hold on. That's important. I didn't tell you the price, did I? Why didn't I tell you the price? Okay. This retails for $19.99. The cheapest I could find it in this size was $20. But I got it for $10. And the shipping was pretty reasonable. I think the shipping on this was either $4 or $5. So let's just say my total was $15. I still saved $5. I supported a channel. I found a new shop for you guys. And I was able to shop from the convenience of at home and find exactly what I wanted. To me, that's saving a lot more than $5. My time is very valuable. Okay, so she's not a new shop. Miss Lydia has been doing this for a while, and you can tell, and she is out there, guys. She is electric with her energy. You all think that I have a lot of, you know what I'm talking about? That I have like high energy. I am nothing compared to Miss Lydia. I am laid back, Trisha's house kind of energy compared to Miss Lydia. But I love it. She is just so charming and so full of life, and she loves what she's doing, and it shows. All right. So let's give her a 5-star rating. The first part of the 5-star rating is the speed of the shipping and the packing. Well, it's just a sweater. It came in one of those nylon type shipping bags. That's fine. It doesn't need any padding or anything. And it came quickly. So she gets both halves of the star. So that's her first star, is for the speed and the packing. Her communication, she stays on top of that chat, guys. She does not miss a beat. And she responds. Even if the chat is joking back and forth, she'll still take the time to read the chat and interact with those of us that might be communicating. She'll get in on it with us. There was one point in the show that she had been presenting an item, and she came in at the very end of a particular chat. She missed it. She goes, "Wait a minute, what did I miss?" And she took the time and she scrolled back up and she read everything. And then she had her comments to share. And I like that she took the time to do that. Nobody was upset that she stopped presenting in order to communicate with those of us in the chat and to stay on track with those of us in the chat. So that was excellent. So she's going to get a full star for communication. The price of the shipping and the price of the item, I basically paid half price for the item. So I'm very happy with that. Excuse me. And the price of the shipping, it's reasonable. I don't have a problem with spending $5 for shipping. Excuse me. Especially when I know I'm saving on the item, I am getting the item quickly, and hold on a second. I have to stop outside. Okay, I'm back. Our groundsman was outside and he was using the blower, and it was getting just kind of loud. Couldn't hear myself. Appreciate all his work that he's doing. So anyway, let's get back to this rating. The price of the shipping, the price of the item, as I said, I don't mind paying that price for the shipping. I get everything quickly. It comes in just a matter of a few days. So far, everything has been packed impeccably that I get from most shops. And of course, the convenience is very, very important to me. What it saves me in gas, trying to run around from store to store to find what I want, I would spend a lot more than $5 for that. And to me, the shipping cost includes their time and materials to ship. These vinyl bags don't come for free, and their labels typically don't come for free. And the boxes that they use, unless they have enough to start recycling a lot of boxes, that's expenses they have to pay. Not to mention they have seller fees and whatnot. So there's more behind the scenes going on when you think about shipping. Think about all of that they have to go through. What would you have to go through, or what do I have to go through, even if I pack up my jewelry? What do I have to go through to ship that item? My time, my materials, getting it to the post office, my mileage, my gas. Okay? A lot of people don't think about that when it comes to shipping. So when I say the price of the shipping is worth it to me, absolutely. So she's going to get a full star for the prices. Variety and presentation. Holy cow, guys. It doesn't matter if you're multiple puppies, big dogs, small dogs, medium dogs, cats, other animals, birds, hamsters, gerbils. She has a humongous variety. She has If you like to dress up your dogs in little dresses and things, which, I draw the line at pajamas. I have no intentions of putting dresses and things like that on Nala. I don't do that to my dogs, but I will do things to keep them warm, such as a pajama and or a sweater, a coat, things that are appropriate, that I feel are appropriate. You got to have fun with your dog and dress him or her up. Go for it. It's personal preference. That's all it is. So she has a variety. She has costumes. She has dresses. She has PJs. She has sweaters, jackets, raincoats, harnesses, leashes, collars, toys, dog beds, all sizes. I have no idea how she manages to keep so much stuff, but she does. And she's got the cutest things. I'm sitting there going, oh, ah, ah, not things I would get for my dogs, but still adorable and cute. So yeah, major variety. A presentation, absolutely. She gives you all the information you could possibly need on an item. She answers all your questions before she runs it. She does not rush through. And she will do your requests and she'll present your requests. Even if she just showed an item 2-3 minutes ago, you say, hey, could you show me that again? She'll show you that exact same item in as much detail as she did the very first time. And she does it happily. The smile never leaves her face. She's contagious, guys. She really is. So variety and presentation, I'm giving her a full star for that. Seller attitude. I think she's got the right attitude. She makes it all about the customer. It's not about her. It's not about her time. It's not about what she wants. Not about how much money she can make. She's got the right attitude. Everything about her comes across as being very genuine. And I like her for that. I've gone back a couple of times and watched again. I haven't shopped. As you all know, I'm on like a serious tight budget, and I do like to explore other shops, which I've done, and you will get to see in future videos. She's the type of shop that you want to go back to over and over again just to spend time there. Kind of like hang out with her, especially if you're having like an off day. I almost wish I would have found her shop at a time when I was still in my grief period for Levi, because the joy that comes across from her and the joy that comes from all the people in the chat, there's so many people in there that have rescues or are doing rescues or have multiple animals or have animals with illnesses and problems, and everybody in their chats and talks about, like I do, their pets being their kids. She's the same way. That's how she comes across. So, based on my 5-star rating for an experienced shop, Miss Lydia is going to get 5 stars. Now, as I said, I have been back to visit a few times, watched a few shows. A couple of times I never even commented. She never knew I was there. I spent a couple hours in her shows, and I still loved everything that I saw, everything that occurred, all the interactions. Like I said, you can get addicted just to go there simply because of her energy and how she comes across. So, Miss Lydia, if you're watching this, I'm giving you a big thumbs up, and Connie's Little Corner is giving you 5 stars. I do recommend this shop to all pet owners, regardless of what size your dogs are, regardless of what size your cats are. Highly recommend that you go check her out. You're not going to have any problems finding things for large dogs at this shop. Okay? All right. Now, let's move on to a shop that I revisited. You may recall that, about a month and a half ago or so, I went to a shop called PriceBreak. And PriceBreak did not get the best rating from me. They got, I believe, 3.5 stars. Two young men, can't remember their names, not important, but they do an late afternoon, like 3:30 evening show, or they do a late show, like a show that might be 10 o'clock at night. And these were the two gentlemen I talked about that are fresh out of high school. Couldn't really recommend shopping with them because of their poor attitudes, their unprofessionalism, their behaviors, their lack of giving information, not knowing what you're bidding on. They were just flat, pushy salesmen. But as I was going to Whatnot one day, when I went into the main show, when I logged into Whatnot, as you know, when you first get there, you get a main screen that comes up with a whole bunch of thumbnails, and they're video thumbnails, so that any shop that's live, you see right off the bat. Well, the very first thing that came up on the live was PriceBreak, but it was a young woman, well, younger than me, but it was a woman presenter. And I saw another woman zipping back and forth in the background. I'm like, okay, let me go check this out. It was a daytime show. It was, I don't know, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock in the morning. So I went into the show and I watched for about a half an hour. And then I commented and I said, hey, how you all doing today? It's first time I've watched your daytime show. May I ask your name? Well, the one woman that was there, her name was Michelle. And then there was Zoe in the background. And then there was another young lady who was learning how to be a presenter, and her name was Lacey with an E, Lacey. So I watched these three ladies for a while, and I'm like, okay. I was actually finding myself enjoying the show. Nothing like what the guys did at night. Nothing. Michelle and Lacey were the two doing the presenting, and both of them took time to read you the information, what was on the box, open the box and show you what was in it if they couldn't figure it out, gave you all the details that you didn't get in the show with the guys, on the products, lots of information, took their time before they actually hit that button to run the item. Wow, what a difference. A serious difference. So the next time I went in to watch them, I didn't buy anything that time. I just watched. And I was blown away. Because if I had shopped in that particular show with the women, with the gals versus the guys, if I had shopped with the gals, they probably would have gotten a 5-star rating from me. That's how big of a difference everything was. So I went back on a different day, and the second time that I went back to the daytime show, Michelle was doing bundles the entire day. All they were doing was a standard size box, and I'll show you the box. This size box, standard size postal box, and they were bundling, and they weren't preset bundles. She was reaching down into this Gaylord and running around to different spots and just pulling together bundles, and people were just bidding on the boxes. When she closed it up, this was bundle number whatever, bundle 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't even remember what it was. So I watched. And I watched for more than an hour, and it was getting towards the end of the show. But I kept watching. Now, on average, these bundle boxes were selling anywhere from $8 on the bidding. And I think there was one box, I don't even remember what was in it, that went for like 40 some odd dollars. But because it was a standard size box, it did have the $9.21 shipping up front. Okay. The average number of items in the boxes, excuse me, went from anywhere from 13 items, depending on their size, all the way up to, I think the highest box was like 32 items, something along those lines. So they were completely doing bundles. They had cleared off their back wall. And if you remember from my previous review, the back wall had all the higher priced items that they never ran. Excuse me. We are almost, tomorrow's October, so allergies. So they had cleared off the shelf in the back wall with all the high priced items, and they just had all these empty boxes that they were just grabbing all these boxes and filling all these boxes, and they weren't going to stop until they got to the very last box. Well, I kept watching. There was a lot of good stuff going in these boxes, but nothing that I would be interested in until, yeah. Yeah, right. Okay. Don't say it. Yeah. Second to last box. And I didn't realize it was the second to last box until they did the last box. And I'm like, okay. So the box that I got, the very first item that Michelle put into this box, I had already been looking at elsewhere. I knew the value of this item. And I'm thinking, wow, just for that alone, the box would be worth it, depending on how high the bids go with the box. So, of course, right off the top of my head, I'm like, okay, $9.21 shipping plus tax. So I just figured $11 up front, shipping and tax. What was going in the box? Holy cow, guys. Now, there's probably only 6 or 7 things in this box that I would actually keep for me. But there's a lot of things in this box that I intend to put in my subscriber appreciation box and or donate to my local Goodwill. I have a lot of things as I was reorganizing the bottom of my closet and finishing up with the drawers and things. There's a lot of things that I pulled out that are going to go to Goodwill. So some of the things in this box will also go there. But you guys are going to get to vote on every single thing. So it's important that you all watch and you all vote. Now, the items that I want to keep for myself, I got to pull this closer. Hold on. All right. The items that I want to keep for myself, I'll let you know. I'll tell you, don't vote. This is mine. So let's take a look at this. But first, let me break it down for you. This was on a live stream on September 22nd. I received this on September 27th, and it came from Arkansas, Russellville. Never heard of Russellville, Arkansas. So 5 days from the day I actually watched the show till the day this was on my doorstep. Very, very good. All right. I did pay the $9.21 shipping. I'm going to tell you right up front, I won this bundle, this box, for $13. That was my winning bid, $13. So between shipping, tax, and the purchase price, I paid about $23. So keep that in mind. That was my total cost for everything you're about to see. Are you ready? And this is quite the mix. This is really quite the mix. Look at this. This is Ramadan tablecloths. It's a set of 3 Ramadan tablecloths. This has a value of $5.99. These are that heavy plasticky type, like, they're not paper tablecloths. They're like the plasticky. So these are big. These will fit a 6-foot folding table. Does it give the measurements on here? No, it doesn't give the measurements. But when I scanned it, now, again, before I forget, all this came from Amazon. So if you want to look it up, you can look these up on Amazon. So this has a value of $5.99. Guys, vote. Giveaway box or donation box? Giveaway or donation? Ramadan tablecloths. Okay. $5.99. If you want to keep track of the value, you can keep track of the value. I did add everything up. Wait till you find out exactly what the value is on this. All right. The next item. Y'all have big Stanley cups? Now, when I saw this, I'm like, is that a donut for babies? In other words, like, is that like a pee spot? I was thinking potty stuff, but no. This, can you see? It has a where is it? It's in there. I swear it is. It. Hold on, I'll get it out for you. There we go. It has a straw cap, and it's a little pink straw cap. This is a snack tray for a Stanley cup. You know those big, huge, what are they, 40 ounce, 30 ounce, 30 ounce Stanley cup snack bowls? You put this, it's actually got the ring inside of it where you can thread it on. Can you see the threads? That's the slot for the handle. So your handle helps hold it on. And then this is the top for the straw. This set, all right, Stanley Cup 30 ounce. This sells for $15. I was blown away. But it's a snack tray so that you can carry your snacks around with your Stanley Cup. So is this, I don't have a big Stanley Cup. Is this going into the subscriber givey, or is this going to be donated? Vote. Donate or givey. And guys, every item needs to be voted on that I ask you for, because if not, the decision will be mine, but I'd rather you help make that decision. We're all family here. Okay, let's get that 30. I can't believe that. All right, these, I was actually a little disappointed that these weren't my size. This is a 3-pack of extra small, extra small, little racerback tops, little sports tops for girls. Lime green, purple, and pink. Hold on, let me pull one up, just one up for you so that you can see. Look at that. Aren't they cute? Very stretchy. Not stretchy enough for this girl, but very, very stretchy. It says extra small, small. So if you have a youngin', granddaughter, great-granddaughter, niece, or your own child that's small, or maybe you're tiny. Germany could wear these. She's a small, extra small. She's like a size 0. All right. So these are very tiny. It is a 3-pack of the tops. And let me see what the tops go for here. Let me check my list here. Where is it on my list? Okay, 3-pack extra small tops, $14.99. $14.99 for this 3-pack. Does it go in the give you box? Or do I donate this? Or in this case, if you don't make up your mind, this is going to my young little friend, to Anthony's little girls, because even his 11-year-old would fit in one of these because she's so slender. So this would go to his girls. So if you wanted to go to Anthony, just say Anthony. If you wanted to go in the subscriber box, just say Givey. And other than that, it'll be a donation. Nice little 3-pack. Unbelievable price though. $14.99. That's crazy. That's crazy. Okay. Fabric glue. 2 containers of fabric glue times 2. Each of these sells for $15.88. And yes, I will keep at least one of these for me, and I will leave it up to you what you would like me to do with the second one. Hold on a second. I'm just going to cut this open. Bear with me. So it comes with a little brush, just so you know what you're getting. Comes with all your prep materials that you need, your little file, your little protective plastic to put down on the back side. Comes with your little set of instructions on how to do it. And it comes with your big tube of glue. And these are all brand new. You saw me cut this open. All right, so each one of these is $15.99. This one I'll keep for myself. This one, where's it going, guys? Is it going in the giveaway box? Could you guys make use of that? Or is it going in the donation? Actually, I don't think I can put that in a donation box. I don't know if the local Goodwills, well, they might be able to accept it because it is sealed. It's completely sealed. But $15.99. Vote. Holy cow. All right. Next item. Now, this I found a little. I'm shedding. Oh, okay. I'm shedding. I got one odd piece of hair there. This I found a little odd, but very expensive. The odd thing about it is because I have been watching a lot of electronics shows. I don't have a tablet. I used to have a tablet. I haven't had a tablet in years, and I miss having a tablet. Especially at times when I just don't want to use my phone, but I don't want to be dragging my laptop, my notebook around with me. I want to have a tablet. This is a tablet case. And this tablet case is for an A16 10th generation. But look, it's got a kitty cat, little paws. There's your flip down. Okay, which of course you can spin this around depending if you want your tablet sitting this way or if you have your tablet sitting that way, whichever. Oh, that's dust. Sorry. So there's your stand. You can adjust it however many different positions you want it to. It snaps into multiple positions. And you can do it this way so that you can actually use it to carry your tablet. Your tablet won't fall in because there's a good size lip under here. Really good size lip. So when I saw this, at first I did a double take and I'm thinking, what on earth? And then I realized once I opened it up, I'm like, oh, this is a tablet stand. This tablet stand sells for $24.99 on average. Part of my bundle. So I am planning on keeping this because I am in the market for a tablet, but my tablet purchase, I'm not going to do a tablet purchase till after I have Nala and we get settled in. It'll be a couple months, but I don't mind saving it. This is nice and heavy and it's rubberized. So it's very much waterproof. But isn't that cute? I used to have cats. I don't have any objection to it having cats on it. But the price on that, $24.99? Hello. Yeah. All right. On to the next. There's a lot in this box, guys. Sealed. Brand new. Never opened. Gremlins. This is a Mogwai collection. This is the medallion and pin set. This is what's in the box. That's the medallion and pin. This particular item sells for $11. I am not opening this. This is sealed. Vote. Givey or donate. Now, I showed this box to one of my neighbors. She says, when I do my jewelry sale, I should save a couple of these things and put them up for sale during my jewelry givey. Not so sure I want to do that. So first I'm going to give you guys the choice. If you say put it in the giveaway box, then that's where it's going to go. If you say donate it, that's where it's going to go. If you don't comment on what I should do with the gremlins, I'll make a decision down the road. But I am not going to open that. Though I will open this. I did tell you the gremlin sells for like $11, right? Okay. I'm going to open this. This is an iPhone case. Well, technically not an iPhone case. This is for a Galaxy S24 Ultra. And my Galaxy is not an S model. It's an A model. But this is a phone case for a Galaxy S24. Really nice case, but I want you to see something. It has a pop-up. Gotta take it off of there. There's your ring for holding it. It's got like this brown animal print on it. But look at this. This has a slide cover so that you can keep your camera open or you can close it off. And this pop socket, so to speak, is magnetic. Brand new. Will not fit my phone. It's a little too big for my phone because trust me, I tried it. Sometimes you can get away with the case fitting, but this is new in box. And this sells for $15.99. Giveaway or donate? Make up my mind. Oh gosh, sorry guys, I could not resist. All right. This is the silliest thing I have ever seen, but it makes sense. I thought this was just a headband, but this is not just a headband. This is a graduation cap headband, and I will open it, but it's new in the bag. Okay, hold on. So this has two little holes in it. I don't know if you can see the holes right there. See the slits? It's got two-sided tape. You actually put this down through the slits. I'll just do one side so you get the idea. You put this down through both slits. And then you stick this, once it's on, it's like this. You stick this up to your inside of your graduation cap. This will work for kids. This will work for high school students, college students, any size graduation cap because you can cut it down to size. This holds your cap on your head. Now, not every place allows you to throw your graduation cap anymore. They get a little upset when places do that. But is this not a great idea? Especially like if you have a preschooler or someone who is graduating and those caps just kind of slide around. Or maybe you just need a headband. Or maybe you want to turn some other type of a hat. Make sure that it stays on their head. This does not necessarily just have to be for a graduation cap, but that's what they refer to it as. This headband typically sells for $7.99. Where's it going? Giveaway? Donate? You guys have a lot of voting to do, you know? All right. Next. Press on nails. These are really cute too. These are black with the lighter pink flowers and the darker flowers. It comes with the little tabs, little tails. I'm just calling these the rose fingernails. These sell for $5.99. Whoops, my camera just went dark on me. There we go. Okay. These typically sell for $5.99. And I am going to keep these because in a pinch, they'll work. when I have a function coming up, until I can get back around to doing my own nails, these will work. But really, really nice. So $6 value, $5.99 value. My keeper pile doesn't have a lot in it, as in case you wouldn't notice. Now, these two things typically go as a set, but she put them in there separately. So I'm going to show them to you separately because I priced them separately. Little pack of thank you cards, and they have clear envelopes so that you can actually see the little monkey. There's 20 thank yous in here, and these thank yous alone sell for $9.99. All right. Let me find the other piece that goes with it. Hold on. It also comes with the other part of the set are these little googly eyes that you can put over the monkey's eyes. All right. And the googly eyes on their own sell for $7.95. The third part of the set was little wooden monkeys and little wooden tigers. And this is a set of 24. There's 12 of each. And on their own, these sell for $12.99. This whole set, if you were to, you can buy this as a set. The thank you, the wooden decor, and the googly eyes. All right. I believe you can get it for like $24 on Amazon for the whole thing. But she broke it apart into pieces. So donate or give you box. I'm thinking give you box. I know I haven't given that suggestion on anything else I've shown so far, but I'm actually thinking give you box because I think I hear so many of you always talking about your nieces, your nephews, your grandkids, your great grandkids. Wouldn't this be absolutely wonderful that they can make their own thank yous? These googly eyes can go on here as well as on here. You have a choice. Personally, I put them on this. The kids get to decorate these themselves. So if you're having a party, maybe they have guests, this would be a great activity. You don't have to paint these. You can use markers on these. Great, 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 great set. Absolutely love all those. And again, the thank yous on their own sell for $9.99, so $10. The wooden decor set is $12.99, so $13. So there's $23 right there. And then the googly eyes is $7.95. You're talking $30, but you can get the whole set for like 20 some odd dollars. I think it was 22, 24. Very cool. And to go with that was put in here separately. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 packs of mini markers. And they're all in the jungle colors. They're all the same color. They're all green, orange, brown, and yellow. All right. 8 packs, 24 of these colored markers. These 8 packs sell for about $7.99. You can get larger packs of them, but again, this, put it with those. You got everything you need for a little craft thing for the kids. Little mini markers. And I'm not even keeping a pack for myself. So givey or donate. If I do donate that, I would put that all together in one like gallon plastic bag for a craft project. Because I think, to me, that's just kind of seems how it should go, doesn't it? But all those markers, there's another $7.99. Are you guys keeping track of how much the value is on these things already? All right. Lipstick. I haven't opened this yet, but I'm going to open it. This I am going to keep for me. This has a value of $6.99. Open it up. Bear with me just a second. So this comes with, can't see it if I don't open it, right? All right. This comes with your little cap, your little clear cap. It's got, I don't know how to explain it to you. It's got the built-in sharpener. There you go. So it comes with this because this is a stick lipstick. Long-lasting lipstick. Just so that you can see. Again, this sells for $6.99. Oh my gosh, just rip the box, girl. What are you doing? Just rip the box. Okay. This is how it comes. This is the color. And I love that muted color, that flesh tone color. Oh my gosh, this thing is wrapped in plastic too. So much packaging on this thing. Let me get all the plastic off of here. It's the kind of plastic that sticks to your finger. It's that staticky plastic. All right. There's your tip. There's your color. It's a nice muted color. There's your sharpener. So when you want to sharpen, you put this in, you twist it, and it sharpens. Nice cap. I can keep the sharpener on the other end. So I am keeping this. Why? Because it's the color. I tend to wear muted colors. If I don't wear like a plum or a dark raspberry color, I tend to wear the darker earth tone colors. It's really, really nice. Let me show you. Hold on. Very muted, right? Doing this without a mirror. But it is a very muted color. There you go. Definitely like that. Let's put that over there with my goodies. Grab it. It's off the back of my hand before I get it all over everything. So I'm keeping that one for myself. I'm not being selfish. It's okay for me to have things for myself, especially when they only cost $6.99, right? Okay. Not sure what I'm going to do with this, but this is Genexa. I have heard of this brand. It has been out for a while. This is Kids Cold Crush. This is it's an over-the-counter. It's not a prescription, but the Genexa is for when your kids have like the sniffles and you want to help boost their immune system. This little bottle has 60 chewable tablets. Does it have a flavor? Berry flavor, right down there in the bottom. I'll say berry flavor. 60 tablets, and it sells for $14.99. I know I cannot donate this. Over-the-counter medications and things like that are not allowed to go to Goodwill. Even if they are sealed, they just won't take them. They'll only throw them away. So this will probably go into the give you box. I hate to toss something that's 15 bucks. But you know what? Look it up. Go online. Genexa. And find out if it's something that you're comfortable with. I'm going to put this in the giveaway box. I think that's where it needs to go. Okay, we're getting down there, guys. Almost done. The Father's Day card. Look at you, landing my mom and getting me as a bonus. Well, now that would have applied to a lot of situations. Doesn't necessarily have to be for a stepdad. Happy Father's Day, whether you're a biological father or a stepfather, you're still a father, or at least you're supposed to be. Well, there's a difference between a father and a dad, but we're not going to get into that. this is a pretty good sized card. The inside of this is completely blank. Kids can draw in it. You can write a personal note. The kids can write a personal note in there. You can tape a picture or whatever the thing may be. It's a $4.99 card. This will go in the Give You box, or I can donate it because it is wrapped in the plastic and it is new. So vote, Givey or donate the card. Yeah, all this stuff was stuffed into this little box. Still a few more things. All right. This is a lanyard of sorts. Let me take the rubber bands off of it. This is a pet strap. Now, this can be used, it's got cute little paws on it, pink paws. This can be used as a, what's the word I'm looking for? A tether or a seatbelt. If you have a smaller animal, I wouldn't want to put Nala onto this. But you hook one end to their leash and you hook the other end to the seatbelt. It also is very soft. You can put it around your neck and you can hook something together on it. You can extend it. This thing goes super, super, super long like a crossbody. So you can turn a regular bag into a crossbody. This is just an adorable little strap that can be used for pretty much any purpose because it does have the clips on each end of it. So this cute little kitty strap here, I'm going to call it a harness type thing. Well, not a harness, a, what's the word I'm looking for? What did I write down? Hold on. Let me look at my leash. Car leash. I'm going to call it a car leash and or a neck strap. But this sells for $8.99. This will either be in the Givey box or I'm losing the elastic. Or it'll be donated. So you got to vote on that. It is very satiny in the way that it feels. But these are metal. These are not plastic. These clips are metal. Nice little bonus there. $8.99. Yeah, to me, it just comes across as more of like a neck strap because it is very soft. Or again, it can be like a crossbody type of thing. Okay, just a couple more things. We're almost at the bottom of the box. This is a medium size, which is a bodysuit and or a leotard, depending. It's new in the bag. I'm going to put it right back in the bag after I show it to you. This sells for $19.98. It's got its tags on it. Mango Pop Collection is the brand, Mango Pop. This is a long sleeve, medium size body suit, but I think of it more as it does have the Velcro, so you're able to get in and out. But this could also be a leotard if you have someone that is a dancer in the family, or maybe you just like to wear these under a skirt, a legging, whatever the case may be. A medium is not going to fit your girl. Typically, mediums on the tops haven't fit me in years because of my girls. I've always needed the large. But this is really nice. Slightly ribbed fabric. It is very stretchy. So it has lots of room in it. If you're a medium, yeah, this is definitely a medium size. But nice dark chocolate brown. And it does have the Velcro to separate it. So I'm going to put this back in the bag. Again, this sells for $19.98. Givey or donate? What do you think? I do hope you're voting. I know every time you see an item, just write the name, bodysuit Givey, bodysuit donate, girls top Don't just write donate, donate, donate because I don't know what item you're talking about. Make sure you tell me what item you're talking about. If I think about it, I may have done it. I don't know yet, but you'll see. I may have put numbers up for each item so that you can just say number 1, number 2, whatever, and donate. All right. 2 more items. Brow trimmer. Flawless brows. 18 karat gold plated, gentle on all skin types, built-in light brow trimmer. Now, this sells, the cheapest I could find it was $15.99. And yes, I'm saving this for me. I think it's about time something in this box got saved for me. Let me get this opened up. Hold on. I'll try and get it out of here. I will say all these items are packed very, very nicely. All right, let's get that out of the box. Put that over there. And it's still packed in another. Okay. Goodness gracious. Oh my gosh. Box and box and plastic. All right, let's see what this is. This gives you just a little bit of information on the tool itself. And then it comes with your little thank you for choosing Flawless. Tell us what you think. As a thank you for your opinion, we would offer you 10% off your next purchase. Okay, I'm going to keep that. And then it does come with your instructions, how to do it, installing, how to change the battery for optimum results. It gives you all the information on using it. And here's your 3 pieces that it comes with. It comes with a battery. It also comes with a little cleaning tool. And there's your unit. There's your on and off button. You just slide this up or down. Your light is right here. See that little glow piece there? Let's see. Hold on a second. This is how you clean your head. It twists off so that you can clean it. And the battery. Oh, okay. Pulls apart like that. Let me make sure this isn't wrapped in plastic or anything before I try to put it in here. All right, put the battery in, slide it back down. Got to make sure you have it the right way. And then when you turn it on, look up here. There's your light. And it's making that's a good strong battery. That's all you need right there. And when you're all done, cover it back up. You're good to go. So this little Flawless, they call it Flawless. That's the name of it. That is staying with me. All right. That brow tool sells for the cheapest place I could find. It was $15.99. It's not a bad deal, right? Okay. Last thing in the box. Oh, I'm going to put my coffee on my coffee warmer. Now, the last thing in the box is the first thing I saw them put into the box. And I had already been pricing these, so I knew the value of this. How do I know this box was for me? Because the first thing that went into it was a dog harness in a real pale purple. and gray. Yeah. Okay. The universe just lines up sometimes. This is your neck piece, and it's seriously adjustable. Got lots of room to adjust this. Right. It does have you can take it off here on this side so that you can clip it around the neck after you adjust it. It's got an adjustment there. It's got a lower leash. A lot of people, for some odd reason, like to put the leash on the front or on the collar area. I don't typically like to do that. I prefer to have the leash up on the back where it's not pulling on the animal's neck. This is the part that goes around the body cavity, around the chest, the girth, and this does go up to 29 inches. From looking at Nala and comparing her to Levi and a couple of my other dogs, I say she's somewhere between 24 and 26 inch on her chest. So this will fit her. This is a great brand, DF Pets. Nice, solid, padded on the back, nicely padded, so it's not going to hurt her. This is a size 6. And a size 6 in doggy sizes basically is for a large dog, but a dog that's large could be right in the middle between high side of medium and low side of extra large. And when I looked at this online, what dog did they have pictured wearing this? Yep, a pit bull. So this went into the box. All these connections, all these fittings, these are all metal. The only plastic is in the adjustable part of the straps where you slide, but everything else is metal. This clip here, to get it around the body, this is metal. This is not cheap. The lowest cost that I could find this body harness for was $32. The one I had actually been looking at for her was over $40. So when this was the very first thing I saw them put in the bag, I'm like, or not in the bag, in the box. My jaw just dropped. And I said, okay, right off the bat, is this worth the $11 to ship it? Yeah. $32 item. So, yes, of course, I'm keeping this. But that just shows you all these different varieties of things, just shows you the different variety of things that you can get at PriceBreak. So that's all the items. It all came out of this little box. That was a total of 28 items, guys. And those 28 items had a total value of $92.73. And that's on the low end of finding their average retail price for each item. I don't go by MSRP. MSRP means nothing. All right. That just means that the manufacturer says, hey, you could get this for that, or you could sell it for this. I go for average retail. So the average retail on each of these items, when you put them all together, added up to $92.73. Excuse me. On the items I'm keeping, my items. The harness, the notebook cover, the glue, the flawless, just my stuff. $92.73. The entire order, the entire box had a value of $276.55. If I were to go out shopping and buy every single one of these items on their own, I would have paid a little over $276 for them. Okay? Now, the items I'm keeping, as I said, $92.73, almost $93 worth of items, just my part. I paid a total shipping, taxes, and my winning bid. I only paid $23. $23 for $276 worth of products. 90% discount. So was this bundle box worth it? That's one of the dumbest questions I've ever asked you guys. Hello? Yes, of course it was worth it. That's crazy. Michelle was not holding up each item or giving you any description as she filled each box. You had to pay close attention. You had to watch what was in her hands because she put it in the box and some things she just stopped, like with the flawless. All right, when she put it in the box, she was putting things in the box and she went like this, and then she put it in the box. She knew she was putting something of value in there. The harness, I caught it. I was paying uber attention and I caught that. And I'm like, that alone, depending on my winning price, right? So worth it, guys. So, based on this bundle box, we're going to call it, and the multiple daytime shows at PriceBreak that I watched. The daytime shows are conducted by the gals, all right? The nighttime shows are conducted by the two high school guys. I still cannot recommend going to the nighttime show with the guys. You take chances, all right? And you may not get something that's worth it to you. But that's your decision. I'm just giving you my personal opinion. Now let's talk about how am I going to rate? And yes, I am doing a completely separate rating for the same shop based on their two different shows. Think of it as if I was going to go to SuperBuys and I was going to rate Brie in the morning and Germany in the afternoon, which I've actually done. My very first experience at SuperBuys was with Brie in the morning, and she got 5 stars, and then Germany got 5 stars. And as I continue to watch both shows, they're just consistent. So I've done that. So now I'm going to do that for PriceBreak. I'm going to rate the daytime shows that is conducted by the gals, by the ladies. And there are a couple other ladies there that I didn't quite catch their name, but I caught Michelle and Lacey and Zoe on more than one occasion between going in and watching and then going in and getting this bundle box. So let's rate them, shall we? All right. The first star is split between the speed of packing and how the items are packed. Well, speed of packing, that was a no-brainer. That came quickly. September 22nd show in the morning, and I received it on September 27th, so 5 days coming from Arkansas, all things considered. Now, here's the weird thing. They pack and seal these boxes right in front of you. So when they're doing bundle boxes, just so you know, they fill the box, and trust me, Michelle was stuffing these boxes. She seals them and puts tapes on them right in front of you so that you know everything you saw goes in the box stays in the box, right? Okay. So packing was not an issue because you saw that. And the speed of shipping, definitely not an issue. They're going to get a full star for that one. Communication. Now, I'm going to give you the rundown on both. When I watched a regular show and I watched Lacey, who was being trained by Michelle, and then I've watched Michelle and Zoe, who was in the background zipping around, their communication among the three of them was exceptional, right? They helped each other out. They would support each other in running around and getting products or getting answers or doing this or doing that or pulling items. Excellent communication between the ladies. Professional, pleasant and very enjoyable to watch. Communication with the chat was great. At one of the shows I went to, Zoe was in the background, and when questions came up in the chat, Zoe answered them. They also have another moderator during the day. I think his name is Brian. He was great in answering questions. For example, when I first walked into the show, I'm like, the back shelf is barren. What's going on? What are we doing? And they're like, well, we're running bundle boxes today. I'm like, what does that have to do with the back shelf? Where's all the stuff that's typically on the back shelf? It took a while for them to actually say that they cleared off the back shelves so that they could put the empty boxes that they wanted to fill. They moved the product out of the way. And I'm thinking to myself, why didn't they just stack the boxes on the floor in front of the shelf and not have to go through all that extra? But, they do what they got to do. So they do communicate. Sometimes they don't get what you're trying to say, or you don't get what they're trying to say, but at least it's there. The attempts at clarification and communication are there. Sometimes you have to work at it a little bit, but it's worth it. So they're going to get a full start. The ladies are going to get a full start for communication. The prices of shipping and the prices of the items. Well, shipping was a standard $9.21. That's a standard. This is one of those boxes at the post office, if they use the postal label, and they did do USPS priority mail on this. So when you use this box, you guys know at the post office, it doesn't matter what this box weighs. It goes by the size of the box and not by the weight. So it's kind of like a preset. All right. It's a flat rate box. So you could put 100 pounds in here and you're still going to pay the same price as if you put half a pound in here. Just goes by the size of the box. So the price of the shipping, fair and reasonable. This order had 28 items in it. If you take that $9.21 shipping and you break it across 28 items, you're talking pennies per item to ship, right? Okay. So price of the shipping, no problem. Price of the item, well, I didn't buy individual items. I bought this one bundle box with a winning bid of $13. The value of the items that were in that box was well over $200. So the prices of the items, technically the price of my bid, yeah, definitely a steal. Definitely a steal. Variety and presentation. The variety of stuff that went in that box, clothing, electronics, small electronics items, dog items, kids items. Yeah. Every bundle box that they prepared had a huge variety to it. It was a mix. And not every box had clothes in it. Not every box had electronics in it. But every box had a good mix. These things are great. If you're a reseller, wow. These bundle boxes are the way to go. If you're buying for just yourself, not so much. But you still get a good variety. And the presentation, the things that were important, let's put it this way. She had the camera angled so that as she put things in the box, you could see what she was putting in the box. Even though she didn't stop and give you description on everything, you had to watch. But you could see clearly everything she was putting in each and every box. So she filled the boxes quickly, but not so fast that you weren't aware of what's going in it. Your mind has to be able to calculate quickly on each item what the values are worth. So if you're a shopper like I am, you kind of know right off the bat, your head, you see an item, $14, $6, $5, $3, $2, $18. The harness, $40. My brain automatically went to $40. So you have to kind of watch when they do bundles like this. In their regular shows, the ladies, their presentation was great. They would stop, read you everything, show you what they could, open the box. So because I watched more than one of their shows, I watched a total of 4, 3 of which I did not bid or shop. I just watched. And then this one when I bought the bundle. So variety and presentation, they're going to get both parts of the stars for that. And seller attitude, I got to tell you something, guys. These ladies, seriously, polite, courteous, funny, engaged. No high school antics, no rudeness coming out of them. Um, they just, they're pleasant. The way that they interact with each other, the way they interact with us, their attitude is that, hey, we want to sell you this stuff, but we want you to see what you're getting. That's important. All right. I don't like taking risks not knowing what I'm going to get, like what happened with the guys in the night show, where I had to resort to asking my guides what's in the box to find out that it had pots in it. So this particular daytime show with the ladies has a great seller attitude. So I'm going to give them a full star. So the daytime show of PriceBreak that is conducted with the female, with the gals presenting, I'm going to call it the gal daytime show, gets 5 stars. 5 stars. The guys, I have been back and I have watched a few of their shows, and I had initially rated them at 3.5 stars. Because of some of the things that I've seen in several more of their nighttime shows, I would actually take away some of that 3.5 stars. So they're not improving. If anything, the guys in the evening are getting worse. But the gals, yeah, 5 stars. Ladies, you rock. The way you work together, the way you work for us, the way you conduct yourselves, and the way that you conduct the show. Your boss, Eric, or is it Eric? Luke Price, the owner. He should be proud to have those ladies as presenters, as sellers on his show. So that is PriceBreak. Daytime PriceBreak. Confusing, right? As I said, it's not always the shop. Sometimes it's who's presenting the item. Who is the face of the shop when you are there? If you're going to a smaller shop, there might only be a husband and wife team, or it might be one person. So that's all I can rate that particular shop on, is that one presenter. But other shops like PriceBreak, who happens to have a daytime show, SuperBuys, who has a daytime, afternoon, and or sometimes evening show, AGSupply, who has different presenters. There's a lot of different shops that, depending on who you watch and the time of day you watch, whoever's doing the presenting, will make or break an opinion on that particular shop. It's just how it is. So what's your opinion on the hair? I'm loving it. I feel so good that I can start wearing some of my beautiful headbands again, that I don't have to start breaking out my hair pieces, and that I don't have to constantly be covered in a baseball cap. Though I do, you know me, I do love my caps, but I can still do my beautiful, now I can do earrings and headbands because I got a bunch of headbands too, guys. So that's it. We're not going to do any just around the corner today. I'll give you an update. I am, at the time this is being recorded, I'm still waiting on a little bit more information. I've been communicating back and forth. I had some questions that I had forgotten to ask Maritza when she and I had our Zoom meeting with Miss Nala. I wanted to know Nala's exact date of birth. I sent them an inquiry because I wanted to know, do they have access, or can they refer me to whomever was the vet that cared for Nala when she was with family? Can I get those medical records and, to speak for how she was cared for, or what treatments she had, any surgeries she might have had, because the shelter only has just so much information. I was looking for a little bit better medical history on her, to be prepared. It helps me going forward, knowing exactly what my dog has been through. And then I asked them, I'm trying to figure out exactly how she is with other dogs. I have been told that no, she's not aggressive towards other dogs. She might just bark at them, but she doesn't lunge at them or try to go after them. So I'm trying to figure out if it's even possible for her to have play dates here with some of the other dogs in the neighborhood, because there's a beautiful yellow lab that's about her age, and he's only like 2 doors down. And I know they would probably love having a companion to run around with and play with. And I have, of course, the big fenced area. So I sent an inquiry asking, are there any dogs at all in all her time at the shelter? Does she have a playmate there? Is there any dogs that she does get along with? And is that even possible? So I'm trying to plan as opposed to being completely blind in the adoption. I'm just trying to get a little background, a little history, a little extra information that I can get. So that's what I'm working on, and I will keep you guys updated, whether I do a community post or whether I do a short or put it in a regular video like this for you. I'm going to keep you informed on what's going on. And before I forget, if you go to my channel and you click on posts, you will see a listing, and I will keep it updated. You will see an ongoing listing of all the whatnot shops that I have reviewed and how they rank based on either 5 stars for an established shop or a 3-star ranking for a newbie. All right. I think I've only done 2 actual brand new shops. Everything else has been established shops. So there you have it. So are you ready now? Can you give this a big thumbs up? Are you going to share it? I know a lot of you never miss a video, so you know what? Send this link, copy and share this link, send it to your friends, send it to your family. Let's help this family grow. We're in this together, guys, right? This channel doesn't exist without you. Simply, it's just that simple. I need about 35 more subscribers. We're going to hit a 4,000 subscriber mark. That's the goal. I am going to try to do a video coming up soon of everything. Well, now that I got more stuff, I got to wait for you guys to vote on all this stuff. But I'm going to try to do a video on everything that's going into that goodie box as soon as you guys finish voting on the things that you saw in here that you want me to add to the giveaway box. And in the meantime, please make sure you are subscribed. And if you're not yet subscribed, please consider doing so. We'd love to have you in the family, and the door is always open. You can come in and see me anytime you want, 24/7, 365. And as all of you that have been here with me for a while, you know that you can always contact me, konneeslittlecorner@gmail.com. You can also find me on Buy Me a Coffee at Connie's Little Corner at Buy Me a Coffee. And again, thank you for those of you who have made donations to help with Miss Nala and that adoption. Gosh, I love you guys. I can't say thank you enough for doing that. When I went to my Buy Me a Coffee, I don't always get notifications from them, but when I went there to check my status, I was just like blown away at what you guys had done. And I did try to respond to everybody with a personal thank you for your generosity and for showing your heart, your friendship, your support, not just for me, but for Nala. It's important, right? That she have a home. So subscribe, share, thumbs up, but stay hydrated. Above all else, please stay as sweet as I know all of you to be. And you will catch me soon in the next video, unless you show up on my doorstep. Bye.